Emergency preparedness, more than just dialing 911. After 40 years of emergency preparedness consulting, we at MRS know why 3/4 of the business recovery plans we see are sadly lacking. 5 reasons. 1. Disaster planning is expensive. 2. There's no real payback unless you have a disaster. 3. It requires significant staff time. 4. It's always the lowest priority unless the auditors are coming. 5. Lack of executive commitment. Most CEOs are generally risk takers by nature, so they bet on the very low odds of a disaster ever happening to them. That makes emergency preparedness the lowest of the low priorities. These are the stumbling blocks that derail even the best intentions almost every time. Yet, preparing for an emergency is a prudent thing to do. There are more threats in today's environment than ever before. A changing climate is creating new weather patterns that deliver crippling storms. Internet attacks frequent the news. Active shooter is a terrifying phrase of this decade. So why not take steps toward emergency preparedness? It doesn't have to be expensive if approached logically. Because emergency preparedness involves every staff member, it crosses all organizational boundaries. This means that whoever is tagged with the responsibility has to have some organizational clout as well as resources to do the job. You can't pick some lowly computer operations person and expect them to get corporate cooperation. Getting the job done can be challenging. It takes valuable staff time, but it isn't rocket science. It's a learning experience. Staff members learn how to respond to crisis situations by practicing and testing their responses, which builds a level of confidence and reassurance as well as preparing the organization for the worst. Often it spills over into their family lives when they start thinking about emergencies and what to do. These are some of the positive effects of embracing emergency preparedness. The Federal Emergency Management Agency teaches us that emergency preparedness consists of 2 types of activities following a disaster: response and recovery. These activities are performed by different groups of people and involve different resources. Response starts with 911 relying on rapid communication. It unrolls over the next several hours, working into recovery. In business continuity planning, or BCP, we separate recovery activities into infrastructure recovery, power, computing, communication, facilities, and departmental recovery, or business unit recovery. Response happens first, then infrastructure recovery followed by departmental recovery. Departmental recovery involves recovering the most critical business processes, preventing loss. So a good BCP has emergency response instructions, infrastructure recovery plans, and departmental recovery plans for every location. Obviously, these plans need to be exercised and kept updated. We've built a tool based on these principles that implements a complete business continuity planning solution. Its main focus is ease of use and minimum staff time. It's a collaborative website with 40 years of experience built into it. If you've never done emergency preparedness before or need to start over, this tool will save you time and money and meet all your business continuity needs.